Inside of you, at this very moment, resides a power of almost infinite magnitude, a power capable of healing, of attracting immense wealth, of guiding you toward harmonious relationships, and of turning your boldest dreams into a tangible reality. However, for the vast majority of us, this power lies dormant. It is a benevolent giant that waits in silence for the command to awaken and place itself at our service. We live our lives operating with only a fraction of our true capacity. We struggle, we strive, we try to force results with the limited willpower of our conscience. We try to force results with the limited willpower of our conscious mind. We wonder why life feels we wonder why life feels so difficult, why we stumble upon the same obstacles again and again without realizing that often we are fighting against the current of our own immense inner power. The key to radically transforming your existence, the key to radically transforming your existence does not lie in fighting harder, against the outside world, but in learning to communicate with, with the director of your inner world, your subconscious mind. This is a journey to the control center of your own reality. Throughout these words, you will learn to laws. Throughout this world, you will learn the laws that govern this giant, the language it understands, and the precise techniques to impress your desires upon its creative substance. To impress your desires upon its creative substance. You will discover that you are not a victim of circumstances, but the silent programmer of your own experience. Yeah, it is only the beginning of the exploration. The giant is about to awaken. The question is, what are you going to command it to build? The two captains of your ship, to the conscious, the two captains of your ship, the conscious and subconscious, the two captains of your ship, the conscious and subconscious mind. To understand the immense power that lies dormant within us, we must first understand the structure of our own mind. We are not a single monolithic entity. Our consciousness is a dual system composed of two distinct intelligences, two captains who govern the ship of our life, often completely different intentions and languages. The first captain is the one we all know. It is the conscious mind. It is that voice in your head that is listening to this word right now. It is the thinker, the analyzer, the one who makes logical decisions. Imagine the ship of your life. Imagine the ship of your life. Your conscious mind is the captain on the command bridge. The conscious mind is the captain on the command bridge. It uses its five senses. It uses its five senses. It uses its five senses like a telescope to observe the outside world. It consults its maps and navigational charts, which are your education, your knowledge, and your reasoning, logical reasoning. Based on its information, it makes decisions and gives orders. The conscious captain is the guardian at the gate. It has the power to choose. It can analyze an idea, accept it can analyze an idea, accept it or reject it. It is the seed of willpower. It is the seed of willpower, the power that drives us to strive, to discipline ourselves, to try to force a result. The conscious captain believes most of the time that he is the only one. The conscious captain believes most of the time that he is the only one in command, that the ship moves thanks to his brilliance and his effort at the helm. But it is dangerous illusion below deck in the vast, below deck in the vast and often dark engine room of ship, because below deck in the vast and often dark engine room of the ship, because the engine room of the ship works the second captain, a force of infinitely superior power. This is your subconscious mind. If the conscious mind is the captain who gives the orders, the subconscious mind is the entire crew and the mental machinery of the ship. It does not reason, it does not debate, it does not choose. Its only function is to accept the orders from the command bridge and execute them with relentless and perfect efficiency, and execute them with the relentless and perfect efficiency. It executes them with relentless and perfect efficiency. The engine room does not. The engine room does not care. The engine room does not care if the captain orders a course to a tropical paradise or to an iceberg field. The order is the order, and the order is the order, and it will mobilize the full power of the ship to reach that destination. The subconscious mind is the set of your emotions. It is the archive of it is the archive of every experience you have ever lived, the book of your life, where nothing is forgotten. It controls all the vital functions of your body, your heartbeat, your breathing, your digestion without you having to think about it. It is it is what some call the universal mind or infinite intelligence. The most crucial the most crucial characteristic of the subconscious mind, the one you must burn into your memory, the one you must burn into your memory, is that it's completely impersonal. It's completely impersonal and non-selective. It is like the fertile soil of a garden. The soil does not care if you plant the seed of a rose or the seed of a poisonous weed. It accepts any seed you give it, and it will make it grow, and it will make it grow with the same energy and dedication. Your subconscious operates in exactly the same way. It accepts as absolute truth any thought, belief, or feeling that your conscious mind habitually and with conviction hands over to it. This is the this is where this is where we discover the true dynamic of power. This is where we discover the true dynamics of power. The captain on the command bridge. Your conscious mind may believe he is in control, but it is the engine room. Your subconscious, but it is the engine room, your subconscious mind, that truly moves the ship. The interaction between the two is governed by the law of belief. The interaction between the two is governed by the law of belief. The law is simple. Your subconscious will accept. The subconscious will accept and materialize any belief that your conscious mind accepts. Accept as true. It does not matter if that belief is objectively true or false. It does not matter if it is good or bad for you. It does not matter if it is good or bad for you. If your conscious mind, the captain, genuinely believes that is very difficult to make money, that belief, the order, the order that is shouted down the engine room. The subconscious crave accepts. The subconscious crave accepts it as fact and begins to operate your reality in such a way that indeed making money become incredibly difficult. Making money becomes incredibly difficult. It will cause you to overlook opportunities, to make poor decisions, to feel a strange aversion to wealth, to feel a strange aversion to wealth, to feel a strange aversion to wealth. Conversely, if the captain genuinely believes that I always find the solution, that I always find the solutions, that I always find the solutions to my problems, the engine room, the engine room receives that order and gets to work. It will sharpen your intuition, bring relevant information to your memory, and make you notice synchronities and opportunities that will guide you directly to the solution. The fundamental problem, the reason for most human suffering and struggle lies in the conflict between the conscious and subconscious mind. This is what happens when the captain gives. This is what happens when the captain gives contradictory orders. This is what happens when the captain gives contra- contradictory orders. When the captain gives contradictory orders, consciously with his willpower, consciously with his willpower, the captain shouts, I want to be brave and self-confident. But in his deepest belief, forged in the childhood, he feels, I am not good enough. I am not worthy. The engine room, the subconscious mind, receive both orders. Which one does it obey? Which one does it obey? Always, without exception, it obeys the stronger one. The one, the one charged with more feeling. The one charged with more feeling and conviction. It ignores the captain's superficial desire and executes. It ignores the captain's superficial desire and execute the deep-seated belief. And so the person finds themselves self-sabotaging, acting insecurely, acting insecurely despite all their conscious efforts to be brave. It is not a failure of their willpower. It is a triumph of the law of belief. Their ship is impeccably, the ship is impeccably heading toward the destination. It is impeccably heading toward the destination of not being enough, because it is the real order the captain has been issuing from his heart to take true control of your life. You do not need more willpower. You do not need more willpower to row harder. You need to become a better captain. A captain who understands that his most important job is not to force the helm, but to consciously choose the thoughts, images, and feelings he transmits to his powerful and infallible crew. Practice observing your two captains. Practice, yes, start practice. Start practicing. Practice observing your two captains. The first step to becoming a master of your mind is self-observation. The first step, the first step to becoming a master of your mind is self-observation. You must become aware of the orders you have been giving automatically. Exercise, exercise 1. Exercise 1. The captains and engine rooms. The captains and engine rooms lock. The captains and engine rooms lock. The captains and engine room. The captains and engine rooms lock for the next week. For the next week. For the next week, dedicate. For the next week, dedicate 5 minutes at the end of each day. For the next week, dedicate 5 minutes at the end of each day. At the end of each day, to this exercise in your journal, create two columns. Create two columns. Create two columns. In column 1, orders from the captain conscious. In column 1, orders from the captain conscious. Write down the conscious intentions, desires, and goals. Write down the conscious intentions, desires, and goals you had for that day. For example, I wanted to eat healthily. For example, I wanted to eat healthily. I wanted to be productive and finish my report. I wanted to be patient with my family. In column 2, actions of the crave, subconscious. Write down what actually happened, your automatic behaviors. Write down what actually happened, your automatic behaviors, and your dominant feelings, and your dominant feelings, and your dominant feelings. For example, I had an irresistible craving for sugar. For example, I had an irresistible craving for sugar in the afternoon and ate 3 cookies. For example, I had an irresistible craving for sugar in the afternoon and ate 3 cookies. I procrastinated. I, proc- I, proc- I procrastinated on social media for 2 hours. I procrastinated on social media for 2 hours. I lost my patience and yelled over. I lost my patience and yelled over something. I lost my patience and yelled over something silly. This exercise is not to judge yourself, but so you can see with brutal clarity. But so you can see with brutal clarity. You can see with brutal clarity the gap that exists between your conscious desires and your subconscious programming. It is the diagnosis of your current state. It is the diagnosis of your current state. Exercise Exercise 2. Identifying the dominant suggestions. Identifying the dominant suggestions. Now take it a step further. Now take it a step further. Become a spy on your own internal dialogue. Become a spy on your own internal dialogue throughout the day. What are the phrases, the orders that you repeat to yourself? The order that you repeat to yourself most frequently. Carry a small notebook with you or use a notes app. Every time you catch yourself with a strong, repetitive thought about, about yourself or about life, write it down. Are they predominantly negative? Are they predominantly negative? Phrases like, this is too hard. Phrases like, this is too hard. I will never make it. The same thing always happens to me. How stupid I am. Are there any positive ones? Are there? Or are there any positive ones? I can handle this. I will find a way. Things usually work out for me. This list will reveal the default programming. This list will reveal the default programming that your engine room is running 24 hours a day. These habitual thoughts and the feeling they generate are the master orders that are creating your reality. You have been the captain of your ship your whole life, but perhaps until now you have been navigating on autopilot, blaming the sea or the crew for the results without realizing that the ship has only been without realizing that the ship has only been faithfully following your own orders, the beliefs you have accepted as true. The first and most crucial step toward The first and most crucial step toward mastery is not learning to control the ocean, but to control the captain. It is to consciously take command. It is to consciously take command. Now that you know your two captains, and the power dynamic between them. You are ready to learn the specific language. You are ready to learn the specific language that the engine room understands. You are ready to learn a specific language that the engine room understands. The language that transforms a simple desire into an executive order. The language that transforms a simple desire into an executive order. The supreme law. Your mind believes everything you tell it. The supreme law. Your mind believes everything you tell it. The conscious captain gives the conscious captain gives the conscious cap the conscious captain gives the orders and the subconscious grave obeys. This is the fundamental dynamic that governs this is the fundamental dynamic that governs the ship of your life. But with what ink but with what ink are these orders written? But with what ink are these orders written so that engine room understand them? The engine room understands them. With what ink it written so that the engine room understands them without a doubt. What is the immutable law that governs this communication? What is the immutable law that governs this communication? This communication between your two minds. The law is astonishingly simple and understanding understanding it is the master key to unlocking your full potential. Yes, the law is astonishingly simple and understanding it is the master key to unlocking your full potential. The law is this. The law is this. Your subconscious mind will accept the law is this. Your subconscious mind will accept as absolute truth. It will accept as absolute truth any idea, thought, or belief that your conscious mind presents to it. Your, your conscious mind presents to it with sufficient conviction, with sufficient convic- with sufficient conviction and feeling. Yes, it will accept if your conscious mind presents it with sufficient conviction and feeling. To understand this is in its full depth, to understand this, to understand this in its full depth, to understand this in its full depth, let's use a metaphor. Imagine that your subconscious mind is the most fertile plot of land in the world, a rich dark soil capable of growing anything with with prodigious, with prodigious, with prodigious fatality, with prodigious fatality. Your conscious mind is the gardener, and your habitual thoughts, ideas, and beliefs are the seeds that this gardener plants in the soil. The most important thing you must understand about this soil. The most important thing you must understand about this soil. You must understand about this soil is that it is completely natural and impersonal. It has no preferences. It does not judge. Its only nature is its only nature is to grow whatever is planted in it. Its only nature is to grow whatever is planted in it.